Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Tudor Heritage Ranger, a versatile timepiece that's both elegant and rugged. You can see and you can purchase this historically inspired Tudor all-arounder on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this Tudor Heritage Ranger with additional accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this 41mm slim, automatic, and sturdy steel timepiece. This is a timepiece that goes a little bit outside of Tudor's wheelhouse. Yes, they do the vintage-inspired watch genre well, but oftentimes we forget that Tudor has more to its lineup, including its sports watch lineup, than just divers and chronos. And this watch, a reference to the historic reference 7995, really walks a fine line between dress watch elegance and sports watch durability. Now, the timepiece is easy to wear on my 16cm circumference wrist, as it's 41mm across the round of the case, and the only additional appurtenance is that small and distinctly unobtrusive crown at 3 o'clock. The timepiece is also fairly slim, at 12.4mm thick. This is one of the most compact top-to-bottom Tudor offerings, and you can see with a generously sloped sapphire and a conical bezel, it effectively wears even slimmer relative to a tight cuff. This is one you can easily wear with dress attire. 48.2mm lug-to-lug means it'll wear well on many wrists, including, in my estimation, a wrist as small as 13.5cm in circumference. Now, vintage style does not impede ergonomics. You can see the bracelet pulls straight down around the tight curve of a smaller wrist, so it doesn't have any flare built in, and it features a vintage-inspired straight bar linkage to the lugs. This is something that was seen commonly in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. The chunky gap between the end of the bracelet and the flank of the case being a nod to history, but the substance of the bracelet solid, heavy, robust, double finished with polish and satin, sized with screws and robustly channeled underneath to aerate the wrist and avoid pinching skin or pulling of hair. All of that speaks to a modern luxury sensibility and standard of equipment. The clasp is sturdy, satin finished on the exterior, single fold deployant. It closes with a snick and a snap, and you'll even note a couple of upscale refinements, such as the complete finishing, no bare machined surface to be seen here, and the use of a spring-fixed ceramic locking bead for the clamshell, such that the tolerances and the crispness will not ebb over time, ceramic being highly resistant to wear. Now, going back to the timepiece, it's delicate, not in the sense that it's fragile, but in the sense that it does have a grace to it that's absent in, for example, the Heritage Chrono, the Pelagos, and the Black Bay families. The taper of the lugs is downright fine, almost to a point. The only place you'll see this in a contemporary Rolex would be on something like a Day-Date, a Datejust, or a Daytona. In the era of the super case, this kind of slim, almost slinky profile to lugs is almost extinct. Almost. Tudor's keeping it alive. Now, the watch also features simple finish. Satin on the lug hoods, satin on the flank, a sharp transition between flank and lug hood, a spare set of lugs, and then when you look at it from the top, you can see that there's a hairline polished lip to the bezel itself. It wears it like jewelry. It's not a dominant feature, it's an accent. Looking at it from head-on, it's effectively all dial. This is the watch reinforcing its sports watch credentials. Legibility is excellent. Here's a trend that I would like to see continue. Rather than that cloying, extreme orangey brown or dark ecru patina-style vintage lume, a little bit of an off-white coloration. Not so dramatic that it looks weird, and not so bleached white that the timepiece looks plainly new. This one does a good job of finding a chromatic balance without sacrificing bright light durability or low light luminescence, and everything that looks like superluminova is here. I'm also seeing the same trend towards a more muted simulated patina, for example, on the 2018 Jaeger-LeCoultre Polaris line. So this is a trend I would like to see continue. It's off to a good start. Tudor, I'm giving you tons of credit for discretion and restraint in branding. Look at the size of that logo as well as the company marquee. Rolex, the corporate cousin, is known for writing Faulknerian novels across its dials. Here, not only do we have a paucity of text, but the text and the vintage style rose logo, small. I love it. Now the rose logo is recapitulated on the crown as well as the dial side. The hands are broad, though vintage inspired, they sacrifice nothing in legibility, and there's another vintage cue in the square pointer seconds hand with a nice crimson red coloration to remind us where it came from. Now, you can't see it, but underneath is a ETA 2824. We know this because Tudor says so on their website, and that's wonderful disclosure, and it's honest. Instead of giving it some proprietary serial or proprietary reference, they just say what it is. A tough, bidirectional winding, 38-hour power reserve, automatic Swiss movement with hacking seconds, inside a case that provides robust water resistance thanks to a screwed-in case back and a screw-down crown. 150 meters water resistant, this is a watch you could easily wear as a formal timepiece and then take into the surf. Whether you're into surf or turf, the Heritage Ranger has a lot to offer. See and purchase this one on our website.